Welcome viewers to today's episode. So our question of interest in this episode reads, show that n combined 3 plus n combined 2 equals 1 over 6 multiplied by n to the power 3 minus n for the values where n is greater or equal to 3. So this question is coming from the topic combinations. So combinations is just an application of factorial. So once we understand what are factorials, then it's easier for us to understand what are combinations. So the question that we need to ask ourselves is, what is a factorial? So if I have n factorial, what we are saying is I need to multiply the n with all the numbers below n that are positive. That's what n factorial implies. So if I have 3 factorial, this tells me that I need to multiply 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1, because 0 is not a positive number, so always we end at 1. So it will be 3 times 2 times 1, which will be 6. So the answer of 3 factorial is 6. So this is the principle that we apply. Then when you are talking about combinations, what are we talking about? So in mathematics, combinations refer to a way of selecting items from a collection where the order of selection does not matter. So now, how do you represent combination using factorial? So if I have this case n combining r, this is the same as n factorial, which I've just explained, then r factorial, then multiplied by n minus r factorial. That's the meaning of what you are seeing this side. So using the same principle, let us apply this one now. So it will be n factorial over 3 factorial, then multiplied by n minus 3 factorial. So this is this part. So we are starting with the left hand side. So I want to show that it's equal to the right hand side. That's what we need to show. So we are going to simplify this one. Then the next one will be n factorial over 2 factorial, then multiplied by n minus 2 factorial. Then at this point, what we do is, now we know that 3 factorial is 6, then 2 factorial is 2 multiplied by 1, which is equal to 2. So we are going to have now n factorial over 6, which is 3 factorial, multiplied by n minus 3 factorial. Because we don't know n, we cannot simplify this one for now. Then plus n factorial over 2 n minus 2 factorial. Remember, this is the 2 that we've put there. Then what I need to do is now n factorial, let me just create space here. N factorial is the same as n multiplied by n minus 1 factorial. This is the same up to here. Then I can further simplify this one, because I want to end with this one, so that what is on top and what is down, they cancel. So I'm going to have, I'll start with A, then this is B. So once I explain A, then we're just going to duplicate B with the same principle. So what we're going to have now is, for A, it will be n multiplied by n minus 1, then multiplied by n minus 2, then n minus 3 factorial. It's the same as just this factorial. So that if n was 5, this is going to be 5, this is going to be 4, this is going to be 3, then this will be 2 factorial, which is the last one. So now, given that you understand what we're trying to do, then divide van, this which is down here, which will be 6 over n minus 3 factorial. What you notice is these and these cancels. So I'm going to just end up with this one over this one. So it's the same principle that we are going to use. So this is for M. Then also for the second part, which is B, I'm going to use the red pen. So it will be now n, that will be plus n minus 1, then n minus 2 factorial, because I want the last part to be equal to this part, just like the way it was here. So it will be 2 multiplied by n minus 2 factorial. So what you notice is this and that cancels. So I'm going to end up with this one and this one. Then from that we can proceed to the clean page. Then we're going to remain with n minus 1 multiplied by n minus 2 over 6, then plus n minus 1 over 2. So you notice that this is exactly what we have. So this is this part, then over 2, then it's this part over 6. Then from there we can simplify. So we look for what is common. So what is common, you notice that this one and this one are common. So we are going to have n minus 1 is common to both sides, then n minus 2 over 6, then plus 1 over 2, like this. Then at this point I look for the common denominator, which is 6. So it will be 6 into 6 is 1. 1 times n minus 2 is n minus 2. Then 2 into 6 is 3, so plus 3. Then this is multiplying n like that. So now what we need to do is n minus 1, then multiply by, so it will be n minus 2 plus 3, so it will be this one and that one, so it will just be n plus 1, because negative 2 plus 3 is positive 1 over 6, like this. Then at this point we need to simplify this. So this n is going to be n minus 1 over 6, then multiplied by n plus 1, like this, because this is a denominator, so this is over 1, so it will be 1 times 6 is 6, the numerator multiplied by the numerator. Then at this point we can just expand. So we are going to have n minus 1, then n plus 1 over 6, then it will be n, then n times n is n square, then n times 1 is n, then negative 1 times n, it will be negative n, then negative 1 times positive 1 is negative 1, like this, over 6. Then you notice that this one is 0. Then I'm going to end up with n, then n square minus 1 over 6. Then at this point what we do is n times n square is n to the power 3, then n times negative 1, which is negative n. So you notice that this is exactly what we have the other side. So n's shown. So this is how you answer this question quickly. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Please join me in the next episode as we look at another interesting question.